The highlights. A somber mood engulfs Gikumbo village in Karumandi, Gishugu, Kirinyaga after a 41-year-old man killed his 38-year-old wife and later died by suicide in their bedroom. Calls to subdivide Bobasi constituency ahead of the next general polls gaining traction, with a cross-section of leaders urging the electoral body to fast-track the proposal. And the county government of Kwale has embarked on a cleaning program and infrastructure upgrade of the Lunga Lunga town in a bid to boost the cross-border trade between Kenya and Tanzania. All right, thank you for joining. My name is Sheilar Chelangat and we begin now. A somber mood engulfed Gikumbo village in Karumandi, Kirinyaga after a 41-year-old man killed his 38-year-old wife and later died by suicide in their bedroom. Residents say that the two had been seen together at Githure Market, where the wife works, and everything seemed okay. Wondering what could have transpired at night, they have condemned the increased cases of domestic violence in the area that has led to the death of family members, encouraging couples to seek alternative ways of dispute resolutions. All right, and moving on, activist Boniface Mwangi is set to be arraigned in court tomorrow after his arrest on Saturday. Mwangi is set to be arraigned in court on Monday over alleged facilitation of terrorist activities. A group of human rights activists have gathered at Pangani police station, where Boniface Mwangi has been in custody. Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka condemned the arrest, terming it unlawful, and directed all opposition lawyers to take up his legal defense, declaring the arrest an attack on freedom of expression.
Jambo la kwanza, kijana Boniface Mwangi ambaye ana sifa duniani kote, wamemkamata Boniface Mwangi tukiwa hapa. Nimekuwa nungazi baitu aimwana kozuko ta Boniface Mwangi amekamata tukiwa hapa na serikali ya Ruto. Uvumilivu umeisha. Wanasema enough is enough. But as I say enough is enough, they do not recognize that they are putting this country into serious disrepute.
And one person has died while several sustained serious injuries in an accident that involved two trucks, a bus and a saloon car at Bukembe Market along the Webuye-Malaba Trans-African Highway. According to the driver of one of the trucks, the saloon car driver, who is alleged to have been drunk, lost control and caused the accident that involved the other vehicles which were following behind. Area residents have decried increased cases of accidents, urging responsible agencies to intervene and erect bumps on the road as speed breakers. They have, however, called on the government to install an emergency ambulance at the nearest dispensary to save lives.
Patana na gari ikiwa over speed. Ningajaribu kuiepa, ikaluka laini ya katikati ikaingia kwa laini yangu. Ningajaribu kuiepa, ilikuwa hata tungongane hadi kwa ende, lakini kaepa zaidi kakuja kukwaruza body side ya kwangu. Juu sasa ngali yangu ndio ilianza kuyumba mpaka ikabidi gari ianguke chini.
Kwa karibu mwendo wa saa 12 hivi na nusu ajali ikafanyika hapa Bukembe. Wale wote ambao wamepelekwa hospitali ya Webuye wote nimewacha wakiwekwa kwa matibabu, na walikuwa wote kwa hali nzuri wakati niliwaacha wakianza matibabu. Naomba serikali yetu ya kaunti ituwekee ambulance moja katika hospitali yetu ya hapa Bukembe ambapo inaweza kutusaidia wakati wa.
And President William Ruto is currently attending a church service in Machakos County for the installation of Bishop Benjamin Kalanzo, AIC Bomani. Let's cross over and listen in to that.
As we develop Kenya, this southeastern Kenya will not remain behind. We're going to move together. Unajua kuna mimi nimelaumiwa sana. I've been accused of overpromising. Si ndio? Meambiwa na watu wengi, wewe umepromise kabisa Kenya, ulipromise. Mimi nataka niwaeleze, it is not overpromising. We are raising our ambition as a nation. Unajua kwa muda mrefu tumekuwa tunakaa hapa average. Hapo average. We must stop being average. Yes, we must strive to be better and excellent. That is my mission. And I want to tell you, every promise I made, I intend to keep it in my term. Munanielewa?
And across the borders, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has expressed the importance of incorporating Kenyans living in diaspora in the growth of the shrinking economy in efforts to provide a great working environment back in Kenya. Speaking to Kenyan patriots who live and work in Boston, USA, Gachagua said diaspora residents are instrumental folks when it comes to revenue collection during transactions made to relatives here in Kenya, which should be supported to grow the economy. Gachagua also castigated his predecessor, Professor Kithure Kindiki, for what he termed as peddling lies to Kenyans, highlighting how the Kenya Kwanza government has failed to fulfill its promises made during 2022 campaigns.
Nimeona ile mtu yake ya soprano akisema at even lying requires some intelligence, some innovation, some creativity. Wewe soprano. That is very good. Ita boss yako. He is a pathological liar. You tell him what you are telling us. Yeye ndiye mtu muongo zaidi katika dunia hii yote. The whole world is the biggest liar. So advise him that lying requires some intelligence, some innovation, some creativity. Asikuwe ni mtu ya kudanganya watu just like that. So have come diaspora people that the new government to form. I want to be very serious part. Because in the 1970s, the highest foreign exchange earner for our country was coffee. In the 80s, the highest foreign exchange earner for our country was tea. In the 80s, the highest earner was tourism. But as we speak, the highest foreign exchange earner remittance from the
All right, and back to the country. National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has called on politicians to refrain from making statements that could compromise the operations of the newly reconstituted Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC. Speaking while in Bungoma County, Wetangula urged political class to respect the independence of IEBC and stop interfering in its mandate, highlighting how the electoral body is a constitutionally independent institution that should operate free from political influence. The speaker stressed the importance of giving IEBC the necessary space and support to build public trust as it sets in motion preparations for its upcoming responsibilities, including overseeing by-elections in various constituencies and wards, as well as conducting a nationwide voter registration drive, among others.
For a long time, we have not had an IEBC due to protracted court proceedings from various stakeholders who kept on thinking right or wrongly that the process was not being formally performed. The President has asked us to consult.
All right, and away from that, the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, on his economic empowerment tour in Kajiado County, has called out politicians against inciting the Gen Z ahead of the 2027 general elections. Instead, he reminded them to preach peace and unity in the country. Mudavadi was addressing Kajiado residents in Masai National Polytechnic, where he emphasized on the importance of peace in the country ahead of 2027 general elections. However, Mudavadi has described emerging comments from a section of politicians and other leaders as reckless and divisive. The Prime CS was accompanied by Deputy President Kithure Kindiki at the Economic Empowerment Program to support the education of needy students and pupils from the region under the stewardship of Kajiado's Central MP, Memusi Kanchori.
Let us not undermine the peace and stability in our country. The Constitution allows us to demonstrate, kuwa na maandamano, but the Constitution does not allow us to kill. The Constitution does not allow us to destroy people's properties. Kwa hivyo, as a people, please let's respect that. So if the Gen Z are wayward, then we must ask ourselves, are they wayward on their own volition, or are they wayward because we as the people with the name Mheshimiwa are also speaking rot and language?
While the former Kakamega senator and acting deputy party leader of the DCP, Cleophas Malala, has launched a scathing attack against Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, claiming he can no longer provide political direction for the Mulembe community. Speaking during a campaign rally in support of DCP candidate lawyer Edgar Busiega in the upcoming by-elections in Malava, Kakamega County, Malala emphasized that it is high time for the Mulembe community to unite under the new banner of the DCP party. Malala has accused Musalia Mudavadi for folding up his Amani National Congress and joined the United Democratic Alliance unconditionally, a move that, according to him, strips Mudavadi of the authority to speak on behalf of the community.
Ningependa kukumbusha Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi kwamba wewe hujaipatia Waluhya the correct direction. In 2002, Mheshimiwa Musalia, ulikuja hapa wakati tulikuwa tunachagua Mwai Kibaki na kijana wa Malwa. Wewe ukatuambia tena tupige kura sijui huko kwa KANU. Tukaanguka kura, wewe ukaanguka hata kura yako ya Sabatia. In 2007, ukaachana na Uhuru, ukakuja kusimama na Raila. Tena mkaanguka kura. In 2022, ilibidi mimi kijana mdogo, mimi nikushike mkono, nikuambie kuja huku twende tuunde serikali, na hiyo ndio mara ya kwanza wewe umeunda serikali.
And Naivasha MP Jane Kihara says she will triumph over all allegations meted on her over incitement. She spoke when she addressed her supporters in Naivasha town, as Willie Dennis Njiru now reports.
Naivasha CBD played host to a warm comeback of its Legislative Member of Parliament Jane Kihara, a public glare since she was apprehended at her home in Maraigushu on Thursday, making the intros with a battery of local MCAs to address a public gathering.
Nikatumiwa summon. Nilipotumiwa summon na DCI, nikaambia wakili aijibu. Akajibu akasema ile mashtaka nimestakiwa naye haiko kwa constitution. Wakabadilisha, wakatuma ingine. Pia wakili akasema kama kuna kitu mnafikiria Mheshimiwa Jane Kihara anajua ambaye ilifanyika hapa, tukutane kotini.
Juzi Mheshimiwa Jane alikutwa kwake nyumbani na Subaru takriban 8 pamoja na maaskari walikuwa kwa gari kama 3. Wakija pale kusema ya kwamba anawatetea nyinyi. Iko makosa kuwatetea.
The MP and other leaders present lashing out at President's directive to subdue protesters by shooting on the legs, contrary to constitution provisions, stating there were alternatives to compel the young ones.
Utasemaje askari apige risasi vijana mguu? Vijana oye! Si nyinyi ndio mlimchagua rais.
The leaders present added that as a people, there is need to contend with each other's contrary opinion, as this is what a mature democracy stands out for.
Mheshimiwa Jane Kihara achwe afanye kazi. Achwe afanye kazi. Na tena ukiangalia miaka ya Mheshimiwa Jane Kihara, kweli anatakikana kuweko kwa Subaru na kukimbizwa Nairobi.
Hii ya kusumbua viongozi asubuhi tangu jioni, mtu hawezi ongea na wale watu walimchagua. Ikome kabisa.
Hii ni mchezo ya drama nani? Kushika Jane Kiara hapa na wengine. Sisi wote tuko hapa kuanzia kesho tukiongozwa na Mheshimiwa Jane tutakuwa na
The Naivasha legislature was served with summons to appear before DCI last Monday and pushed it for Wednesday before she was apprehended on Thursday and faced Magistrate Ben Mark on Friday.
Ati utatuambia sisi ambaye tuko upande wa wananchi ndio tumeleta jagili ivunje duka.
Mheshimiwa Jane akasema ya kwamba hao hawakuwa watu wa Naivasha. Siku ya leo anaambiwa kwamba atavurugwa hadi ajue.
For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njiro.
Thank you, Willie Dennis. And Othaya Member of Parliament Wambugu Wainaina has reaffirmed his support for the National Government Constituencies Development Fund, NGCDF, describing it as lifelines for grassroots development. Wainaina says the fund is building schools, creating opportunities and giving children a future, urging everyone to support President William Ruto's government as he strives to fulfill his promises. Wainaina has been involved in several key development projects and initiatives in Othaya, including constructions of a 15,000 capacity stadium and 3-story market in Othaya.
Today, as we talk, the contractor is on the ground, the worker is going on, and if you check the people who are working there are very many people who are doing that work. This one being, the contractor was given a deadline to finish that work. That's why you see they are doing, when some they are doing the building, some they are doing the stadium. He was given a deadline of September, end of September, to complete the stadium.
And the government has issued a strong warning to contractors and civil servants leveraging on political connections to secure public contracts, vowing to crack down on individuals undermining service delivery through conflict of interest and procurement interference. Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of delivery and government efficiency, Eliud Owalo, speaking during an extensive 2-day inspection and verification tour of national government projects in Kakamega and Busia counties, has said that the government is increasingly concerned about project delays caused by contractors who appear to be government-linked. Owalo has reaffirmed the government's resolve to ensure efficiency, transparency and results in project implementation process.
We have also visited the Alupe Dam water supply and sanitation project. The project was launched by the President some time back. The contractor has been waiting for the designs as well as the survey data that is supposed to be provided by Lake Victoria North Waterworks Development Agency. The agency has assured us that come Monday, the contractor will get that requisite data and the relevant designs. The necessary payment has also been made to the contractor, and the contractor has confirmed that. The Office of the President has visited Busia for purposes of inspecting and verifying the implementation status of various national government projects. We started off with Alupe University students' hostels, which is being built by the national government at a cost of 1.1 billion shillings.
And away from that, calls to subdivide Bobasi constituency are gaining traction, with a cross-section of leaders urging the electoral body to fast-track the proposal. The leaders, some who are having ambitions for elective positions, claim the move will bring services closer to the people and ensure equitable share of the public resources. Moses Nyandoro, an advocate of the High Court, observed that the delimitation will ensure expansiveness and demography, claiming the electoral area lagged behind in development, attributing it to past and current political leadership. All right, and as the world continues to evolve technologically, education stakeholders have called on the youth to embrace digital skills and innovation. Robert Gekure with the details.
Following the rapid advance in technology, young people across the country have been encouraged to adopt emerging digital tools, not only to boost their careers, but also to stay relevant in the ever-changing job market and keep up with global trends.
We have an opportunity for every Kenyan to get skilled, to be able to achieve their dream, and to be able to come back and build into the economic development of this country and make Kenya an industrialized country.
You can be able to earn the dollars. When you are able to be trained in the digital skills of the Ajira, you will be able to be taking on different hustles that are offered out there, and you're able to make your own money.
This call has been made by education stakeholders from technical institutions during a career day at the Michuki National Polytechnic, where they highlighted the government's effort in rolling out G2Med digital labs in various technical training institutes, praising the initiative for empowering youth with essential digital skills ready for programs like Kazi Maju.
To undertake the Kazi Maju, now with our G2Me lab, which is a facility that the government has been able to put in our institutions, we have the computers that are there, which have been equipped with softwares to facilitate online jobs. And so that even as we are talking about our unemployment, you can work in Canada while you are here in Kenya.
The stakeholders further expressed support for the competency-based education and training CBET program, noting that it equips learners with practical, hands-on skills essential for modern industries.
The changes that have taken place in our curriculum. Previously we had diploma, craft and artisan, which have changed through CBET to level 6, which was previously diploma. Then we have level 5, which was previously craft, and level 4 is now, it was previously artisan.
Robert Gakure, TV47, Murang'a.
Thank you, Robert. And as cases of school unrest rise nationwide, mentorship is being seen as a crucial tool to impart discipline and promote student well-being. Speaking during a mentorship session at Nkoitoi Secondary School in Narok County, the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya South Rift Chair Dorothy Koech has highlighted the role of mentorship in influencing positive behavior and guiding career paths. She urged parents and teachers to engage more deeply with students to understand their struggles, including social media pressure and domestic issues. Education stakeholders are advocating for consistent mentorship programs to address underlying challenges and safeguard the future of Kenya's youth due to increasing concern over the impact of online trends and unstable home environments.
We will have witness.
And once known for insecurity and cattle rustling, Kerio Valley is now on path to transformation as various organizations launch development projects in the region. Among them is the Cheptebo Rural Development Center, a Christian organization implementing farming and dairy training programs in Chegilet, Kermuk to improve livelihoods and promote peace. Speaking during an agricultural exhibition, Center Director Joseph Kimeli said agriculture is key to ending insecurity, a sentiment echoed by Deputy County Commissioner Julius Maio. To Kwale County, where Lunga Lunga town in Kwale County is getting a facelift as the county government rolls out major upgrades to boost cross-border trade with Tanzania. Kwale Governor Fatuma Achani has launched key projects including road constructions, improved drainage and installation of street lights to ease business operations. In a move to empower women, a 1.9 million Kenyan shillings contract has been awarded to Kutzecha Women Limited Company to maintain town cleanliness for 6 months. Local traders are hopeful the upgrades along the Lunga Lunga's new municipality status will attract Tanzanian investors and spur economic growth. And Tana River County Senator Danson Mungatana has praised President William Ruto's leadership for ensuring equitable distribution of regional development across the country. Mungatana stated that in the past, development projects were mainly implemented in densely populated areas in order to attract political support for those in power. He noted that this trend caused certain regions to lag behind in development despite their residents contributing significantly to national revenue.
Sports News.
And the national soccer team Harambee Stars is gearing up for the CECAFA Four Nations tournament in Tanzania, with the Benny McCarthy-led side expected to kickstart their tournament against Uganda on Monday evening. Stars will then take on host Tanzania on Thursday, 24th July, before wrapping up their campaign against soccer powerhouses Senegal on Sunday at the Karatu Stadium. The tournament is expected to play a key part in the team's preparations for the upcoming African Nations Championship scheduled to officially kick off on the 2nd August at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium.
As the days go by, training sessions intensify, and then players starting to pick up knocks and injuries, so you don't want to be too confident that you don't. So the more we can bring in players to try and see how we can help the boys who's got some injury niggles and stuff before we make a decision on the final 23-man squad. We have to be absolutely sure, because you don't want to get to the tournament and then you lose 2-3 players to injuries where you've got a warning sign already before the tournament started. So I think it's just precautionary measures and see how the fitness levels and the injuries.
And Kenyan Olympic champion Emmanuel Wanyonyi once again showcased his class as he delivered a
is changing every day, and so should we, for the better. Each week, we tackle the big why, the question that should be on everyone's mind. Why isn't this fixed yet? Deforestation, global warming, and the adverse effects of climate change. The future isn't just something that we inherit, it's something that we create. Join us on The Green Fix as we tell the stories of those who refuse to give up. When it comes to fixing the planet, there is no time to waste. Join me, Shiksha Arora, on Thursdays at 9 p.m. on The Green Fix as we look into the big why, you and I.
For comprehensive information.
Is now at 1 with I, Sheilar Chelangat. Thank you very much for joining. More of those stories in our subsequent bulletins at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Do enjoy the rest of your viewership. Good afternoon.